Deep in the shadow lies the abandoned child, the one who was never permitted to be selfish, never allowed to declare, I am, and I want, and I feel. That child remains trapped in the archetypal image of the wounded one, seeking endlessly for the love that once came bound with pain. Think for a moment of the myths that have guided humanity through millennia. Consider the story of Chiron, the wounded healer, struck by a wound that never healed. He became the teacher of gods and heroes, wise in the art of healing, precisely because he himself bore the incurable pain. The empath is a modern incarnation of this myth. They heal others because they themselves were never healed. They
Good morning, wonderful people. Look at this view today of this castle. How fantastic. Look at the messages today, they're serious. Welcome back, and thanks for joining me. Back for another meditation. Of course, I love doing these, but sometimes they're astrology driven, like right now. So, in the last couple of readings, Uranus has really been a big factor in why I wanted to do these. And the amazing part about doing Uranus in one of these readings is that each and every single time that I use that Uranus moment to do these readings, what happens is that it recreates what I'm doing every single time because it's inventive. And what you've got to see was like an evolution of like how this has gone. And I'm so happy that I took that opportunity. And, for years, I just wanted to figure out how can I ever, express and to really just create like some content about my experience with my journey with using those astrological patterns as a little navigation tool in my life, and how practical it really is and how far I've gone with it. And the best part wasn't just like using them out of like a way out of darkness, but yeah, it did, because you really do get down to your soul's like patterns and like who you are, and to question yourself, and to know where you are in the time that you are, and to have consequences for what you do, and all those things you learn, and people don't really understand once you're in it. It really is a healthy thing for you, because you can be a little nerd, but any spiritual practice needs a little bit of like obsessiveness for it to like be anything, because if not, you're not gonna master it. Like people don't like someone who goes on a stage and just be regular, because they have a business have another business except for that entertaining. They'd rather that person who just does entertaining and just makes a fool out of himself, and the passionate self that they are. And so, anyways, that's kind of like what goes on here. Anyways, so today had a lot of synchronistic things, and then yesterday I had this Venus square Jupiter. I wasn't paying attention to it, so that means that Venus is at this 90-degree angle to where Jupiter Jupiter in Virgo gets a little bit of juice here. And so that Jupiter in Virgo is in my ninth house of astrology. And so this Venus over there gives me the square. But did I do a crazy reading yesterday? I did. And this one promises to be just the same. Don't look back, the future's forward. It's all about that right now. It's all about that right now. And, I think that we should go first. Of course, we're here with our cello harmony. I mean, here we are. Wow. This is a wonderful harp. It's the music of the heart. There's a certain king who had requested the harp all the time, and now I know why. It's the only thing that really relieves your blood pressure. your blood pressure. And sometimes whenever you're in such an anxiety place, if you could just get that harp sound, it really does calm stress. And if it's a good person who knows how to play it properly, it really does, providing you're not working while you're doing it, okay? That might not work so well unless you're doing something artistic. But if you're dealing with another person, well, I guess it could be flavorful. But the best way to enjoy this harp is by yourself a lot of times, or just engaged in something that you are, because then you can get the true healing of this. So our cello harmony here is right, because we really are in a transition time again, as we've always been. At this very time in this astrology, the sun at 17 degrees of Sagittarius is trine to the moon. That's great. That means that we're in a flow right now. But my Mercury is trine to my Saturn, which is a good thing. It's a favorable thing. So this whole reading is going to be very Saturnian. I mean, it's going to be probably serious, consequential, rule speaking, order seeking, and it's in Virgo, so it's going to be wanting to organize and understand. So it's going to be a very serious kind of thing. But this same exact Mercury is just like a minute away from opposing Uranus. And Uranus is back in the star again. So that's tomorrow. But whatever happens today is going to be kind of like proceeding, because it's the same Mercury that's going to go over there and take the same information and throw it against Uranus, and Uranus is going to bump out with some other unknowing situation that it just kind of perceives life in a different way and then snaps it out in a different way. All kinds of things can happen. Like I said, it can be like some sort of invention, reinvention that can really happen. Or, the best way to use Uranus is to do the normal things that you're normally doing. And that thing that you're normally doing is going to have some sort of different kind of way that expresses itself, sometimes unknowing to yourself, but feeling the fire of that, it is kind of what you want to be doing. Well, that want to be doing situation becomes very transformative, because that lightning blink and that second changes everything. And especially when you actually take the action to do it within the minute. And it has to quite be because you really are dealing with lightning striking kind of ideas. So if you're an impulsive person, this is good for you. If you're a lethargic person, move your ass. So With that being said, I don't want you to miss your moment tomorrow because you can really just use this Mercury. Listen, the inventions that happen around those times are this. They're huge. They're huge. In 2007, the first iPhone comes out. Everybody has never not bought an iPhone, even though it really is a piece of crap and unreliable at times. It really is. And sometimes I really have to go back and forth between Android and iPhone. Sorry, that's the way it is. But also on that day, they were the first ebooks and people were able to access them over the web, and that they no longer had to wait for like some shipping to come through. If they really had some internet access and a download, you're able to get these books all the way around. What happened this year? This year, when it first conjuncted Uranus in Taurus, it took all of the languages that were across the world on a YouTube channel and auto dub them to the language that you are viewing your own YouTube if it was connected to a topic that you were related to, and it gave a big expansion to the same areas of interest but all across the world according to the translation. And of course there's a lot of languages to translate, so information was now like in a big, wonderful, open, if you're able to narrow down and if you wanted to know something, it was finally available to you. So that's where we live in at the moment. And that's why tomorrow, unknowingly, because Uranus just happens, right? So you just know where to predict this. You can just predict that, hey, this is the flow of time. And find something, find some place to be. Find some activity that you are really wanting to have some intervention into. I've had this happen to me on accident and more personal things, and they really did bring a big change in my life. So your thoughts, your mind, your everything is recreating your life and your future. So dig in. We're gonna live in a different time. Reality is so permeable right now and malleable that you can just kind of carve out an aspect of yourself that you're willing to live with for the rest of your life. And you should know what that is, because this way you can fight forever to keep it and to have something to live for. We're gonna go into the first message today, and it's really amazing because we need to know this. And it says, don't give up, but allow your heart to disengage from your struggles. Give yourself much needed rest. You are in a phase of recovery. If you have been off path, you are going to come back strong. You will regain your spark of passion, inspiration, and devotion. A certain order of events needs to take place for your soul path to come into fruition. Commit yourself to your sacred journey, trusting that the right thing will happen at the right time. And the Greek word for anapausis refers to a cessation of work so you can regain strength, renew vitality, and heighten creative senses and forces within you. Yeah. Take your rest. Take your time. Because the world's changing quick. Don't look back. The future is forward. And today's message about that is this. A dark phase of struggle is over. A new phase is upon you. One of hope, glory, light, and triumph. It is one through boldness, persistence, and even when you felt like giving up, you choose to stay strong, to surrender to the divine, and continue with the path. You have been through much, and now victory is upon your beloved. For the divine solar child, a new consciousness within you is born. This is no crazy day. Yeah. If the sun trines the moon today, I want to let you know that's kind of a rebirth. We're talking about the sun here. I told you, we're at the sun trine Mercury. I'm sorry, the sun trining the moon at the same time and in the exact degree. So understand that this is a very birthing time catch right now. When you get this, you're getting this energy. It's all here. It goes on to say, as we journey into the ancient feminine, there are many, many times we meet her dark face. We must be patient, accepting, allowing. Often we're met with difficulties of birth, literal and symbolic. We feel great emotional and physical pain, spiritually bereft, alone, and yearning for deeper union. Perhaps even wondering if what we seek should be a genuine experience or if it's just stuff of daydream and fantasies. During times of despair and struggle, we come back to our hearts, searching for faith within, searching for signs to support us as we take the long journey and a spiritual birth canal into love in even greater expressions. It might take us weeks, months, or many, many years to birth ourselves over and over again into more of our divine essence. Some birthing processes that are deeply profound will feel as though they take most, if not all, our lifetime on this planet. At another level, many lifetimes will constitute one birth process. However, no matter how much we encounter the inner workings of the womb of the divine feminine, there are always moments of entering the light of birth into a new world, as a new being, into a reality transformed. OMG. You're standing on a precipice, we're standing on a precipice, I'm standing on a precipice of many birthing times. This could be one that you've been going through forever until now, here it is. This is one that has gone through so much. The last couple of messages of the last couple of days have been about alchemy. It's been about trial and error. It's about failing and coming back. It's about receiving victory. Unfortunately, we wouldn't have a word of victory if there was such a thing called failure. So you see how they really interplay here. Without them, there isn't this thing. Without them, there isn't this measure of this or that. How amazing. This reading's already crazy. Alright, no, let me stop. Alright, let's go into today's reading. As I said, this is a Mercury trine Saturn. This same exact Mercury is going to go over that Uranus tomorrow. This is probably just where we are, just right at this precipice. But it already says this here. It has this letting you know, hey, well, the sun's right here. So I don't know what else you want. Let's do the first card. Let's go. Yeah. Judgment Day. If tomorrow is Judgment Day, and I'm standing on the front line, and the Lord asked me what I did with my life. Where are we? Oh yeah, look, a Hierophant. Ooh, they're all out here, huh? And their backs are turned. They are being as, I don't know, one's returning. Yeah, look at this. I mean, this dog, the spirit has already reached out that this light is coming, this revelation is coming, and now there's a judgment here. Where are we heading here? To the sacral chakra. We're going to be restoring and really doing this Annapolis here. So I guess this judgment has a process here. And what do we have? The restoration of hope. That's what this restoration was, right? The restoration has come out from the background and now is in the forward here. I want you to see this. It was in the back while it was healing, and now it's here in front of you. And this is after some. Ooh, look at the craziness. Look at the look at it's never ending. It's never. Do you know what trash this is? This is trash, ladies and gentlemen. Trash. Oh my gosh. I mean, this person had to move on. They have been in isolation for a long time. They have crossed mountains, risked their life. They have ran to the light, ran from fires. They have found themselves in places they have never been before. They have had to make choices because of the fact that the world came tumbling on. The water was above their heads, okay? All for the sake of passions. Heartbreak was there. Loneliness was there. Okay, an illumination was there, secrecy was there, transformation was there, the spirit was working by. Listen, it took everything in the world to bring judgment today. It took everything in the world why people are tired. It took everything in the world for finally this thing to come out here. This is where we are in time. I'm talking about Mercury trine Saturn. That's the god of time. And that stuff exact. I'm talking to you right now. It's exact. When I get like this, that's why it's like this. Chill pill. Whew. That's heavy already. All right. Why? Because this is so important. Hell yeah. What else are you living for here? Right partnerships, soul contracts, people that see you eye to eye, same level. And we damn good did a good job of taking with the bad with the good, changing it into whatever needs to, making it look like a damn bouquet of flowers. This is the Temperance card where alchemy is happening. And you're taking everything and everything is turning into beautiful because love is the basis and partnership is the basis. That's why you do this in alchemy. If you're crazy, then you don't do that stuff. What do we have here? Two of Swords. But this Two of Swords has a message and it's coming with a beautiful Pegasus. To go to a Four of Wands. Yeah, this Two of Cups is going to make it to a Four of Wands. It wants it all. House and home. Yeah. What's the happiness? The security. Celebration. Yeah. Little Knight of Swords. Knight of Rods here. Let's see what this judgment wants to be. Judgment is about this new action to begin. Just taking on anew. Because the world's changing. See? We have justice and the world. And we have the star with the star. The judgment is about this. And this, and they're the same things. You gotta love when the readings are out like this. Because it just might be that these Two Swords is about the star. The quietness now. Let's see what's incubating here in the solar chakra. Of course, they told us that this hope was gonna be here, but there's a different story. There's more to it, right? There's a Knight of Wands. Yeah. Now you know why there's a Two of Swords now. Because there's two little somethings working out here, right? But one has a fire. And one's in the background. And there's a Knight of Wands. Because the Knight of Wands is right here. Here he is. Here he is. And his little three world. Yeah. These cards are really... We'll just see what the chill pill is about in a second. That's one of my... And with a Queen of Swords. Yeah. Someone that's not talking at all. What do we have at the bottom? We have the Devil. So... In this long line here, there is a Judgment, the World turning, and the Devil at the base. What do we have here? We have the Devil tied to an Ace of Wands with the Two of Cups in the hopes and wishes section over here. That's what we have. What do we have here? We have the Knight of Wands with the world changing situation here, and who is incubating this whole thing. Let's see at the bottom here. Sorry, this has been a lot. Yeah, it's the end of a cycle here. See how, like, look. It's the end of those things because this Ace of Wands starts over. And this Judgment and this alchemy has caused a new beginning. What do we have here? We have a Knight of Swords. The King of Swords. And what do we have here? Who's connected? These two people are still connected. At the end of the day, this Knight of Swords shows up. I mean, this King of Swords shows up with this Queen of Swords. He matches this energy. What is the chill pill advice? Think of a loved one. What's the other side? Enjoy a favorite snack. Well, those are your two advices for today of how to have a chill pill. I guess you have a choice. Maybe you could take two. Maybe you could take one in the morning, one at nighttime. I don't know. I don't think that they gave me a recommendation. I say indulge. Just remember, the future is here.